What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. This is the continuation of our field trip here in New York City. This is your boy Sev, back at it again. And some of y'all probably asking yourselves, why is he at this park? And what in the hell does this have to do with combat sports? Well, it actually has a lot to do with combat sports. See that building there with the gold top? That building is sitting in the same spot, in same location as the original two Madison Square Gardens. The second Madison Square Garden that was here in this location closed down in 1926. This park is called Madison Square Park, and both of the first two original Madison Square Gardens were right here in this location where that building is right now. That's where Madison Square Garden was. The first two locations. Closed down for good in 1926. Once again, 1926. After 1926, it moved to a different location, which we will get to in another video. And this video is going to get more and more interesting. It's so funny how life works out and how things happen. So Jack Dempsey had a few fights here. He was one of the biggest stars in combat sports in the 1920s. So here it is, right here, this building right here. This is where the original first two Madison Square Gardens were. A lot of big fights in the 20s took place right here, right where we are. And ironically, let me show you guys something crazy. And I didn't know this until I decided to make this video. So those of you guys that don't know, there was a boxing gym here called Mendez Boxing. I'm going to show you guys where it is. So this is the original, where the first two Madison Square Gardens were. All right. And right next to it was Mendez Boxing, which closed down like a year ago due to the COVID. It did not survive the COVID. Right here. This is where Mendez Boxing was. And I personally came here to train a handful of times. I probably came here to train like maybe 10 times total. I sparred here once. But all those times that I came here, and I came here, throughout a few years. I came here 10 times throughout the course of like maybe 3 years, 4 years, something like that. This was never like my main gym or anything, but because, it was very far from where I lived. But I did come here a handful of times. I sparred here with one of my friends here once as well. But all those times that I came here, I didn't know that it was literally right next to where the original Madison Square Garden was. And I didn't even know this park was called the Madison Square Park. As you could probably tell, I'm not one of those guys that remember streets names and all that stuff and parks names. I find it to be useless information for the most part. But it's just, it's kind of crazy how Mendez Boxing was literally, and by the way, Mendez Boxing was served an integral part of the New York boxing community over the past few years, and it was a good gym, and I wish those guys nothing but the best. I hope they get back. I hope they open up a gym again. But before I go any further, we're gonna get to some other stuff. But I just want to throw this out there. Like, this was a family-run business, and the New York governor, simply put, just didn't let them work. It was illegal for them to operate their business, and less than a year later, look at it now. It used to be a it used to be a poppin' gym. This place was poppin', and now look at it. This gym made a living for a family. You know, this was a family-run business. This is how they made their living, and they did a good job at it. They ran this gym really good. And unfortunately, after the first few months of the COVID stuff, I forgot exactly when, but the owner actually passed away. I don't know if he had, I don't know exactly why, but he did. He ended up passing away, Mr. Mendez. I never really met him or talked to him, except for one time when it was like my third time at the gym or something. I, just introduced myself real quick or whatever and had a quick little conversation with him. Seemed like a very humble, nice man that loved boxing, and when the COVID hit, they told him he can't work anymore. And sure enough, 4 months after that, he passed away. And I don't know if his family's going to continue, try to continue the legacy, or try to open up another gym somewhere else, or maybe even in the same location. Time will tell, but it's just a sad story. Sad. So, moving on, yeah, all those times that I came here to train, I not only did I not know that this park was named Madison Square Park, but that the first 2 original Madison Square Gardens were right here. And that Jack Dempsey had some historical nights over here. It's located on Madison and 26th, East 26th Street. And that park's name, I believe it's called Madison Square Park because, well, yeah, never mind, whatever. Well, that's it for this video. I just thought I might as well do it because of my previous video about Madison Square Garden, and I kind of just seemingly stumbled upon in this park just to eat. And ironically, before I made this video, I was doing research, so I didn't know that I finally did figure out that this was the site of the first 2 original Madison Square Gardens, but I wasn't planning on actually coming here and filming it, and making this video and pointing it out. I wasn't. But since I stumbled at Madison Square Park to eat, because I was looking for a place to eat, I told myself, you know what? I might as well do this video as well. Now, this is not the end of our field trip in New York. We got a few more historic sites to visit, where I'm going to be breaking down fights and also talking about the sites themselves. So, you better stay tuned for that. And I'm also glad I kind of got that Mendez boxing thing out too, because those guys just deserve credit. I feel bad about what happened to that gym. It was definitely a big hit to the boxing community in New York City. As I'm speaking right now, there are people that are training at this park as we speak. because they don't have a place to train anymore as far as Mendes boxing. This is, I'm sure this was a guy that was training at Mendes before it closed, and I'm sure this was a trainer that was training at Mendes boxing and making his living there before it closed. But now, since there's no more Mendes boxing, they're doing it here on this nice, beautiful day. So here's the impact of Mendes boxing closing right in front of your eyes. Right in front of your eyes. It's right here. These were people that were training at Mendes boxing. So there you have it, folks. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll catch up with you guys soon. We got to continue this field trip.